What's up, y'all boys? It's your girl Frankie, and I'm back with another video. So by the title, you guys can tell that I quit my job during COVID. I'm not gonna say that it was a hard decision to make because it was a very easy decision to make. It was just a matter of when I was gonna make the decision. So let's give you a little backstory here. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I am from Florida, from South Florida, and I moved from Tallahassee, Florida, here to Central Illinois for a position solely for this job that I have now. Never been to Illinois. I knew that I wanted to leave Tallahassee by the end of my lease last year, which was gonna be the end of June, I think. In January of last year, I had started applying to positions on Indeed. I was having a conversation with my brother, and he kind of told me, don't apply to a location, apply to a job. I wanna say the last week of February is when I applied. And then by March 2nd, I was asked to interview. My interview was on March 15th, and I was really excited. My passion and my whole career is based on education. And all of my jobs have been focused on working with teens in some capacity of education. So I researched the organization, I looked it up online, I looked at their website. There was lots of pictures of the kids, lots of details about the programs and activities. And one thing that I really saw and loved was the fact that there were a lot of Black kids in the pictures. And I was like, I am excited for this job. So I went through the interview. The interview was pretty good. I think it lasted about an hour and 30 minutes. I might have talked too much because I was a little nervous. But I knew sitting in the interview that I had this. I knew that I qualified for this job. I knew ending the interview that I was going to get an offer for the job. I just knew. About an hour after the interview, I got an email from the director who asked me to provide him a list of my references. So I did that. So after I did the interview, I started researching the whole city. I researched, what was available out here, what the demographics are like, the population, is it white, is it Black, Hispanic, etc. I researched the stores and businesses that were out here that I like to frequent. What stores were in the mall, what restaurants they had out here. And then I also did research on the housing out here. It was really, really hard to find housing because a lot of places out here do not accept dogs. On March 29th, I got a call from them getting an offer, and I told them that, I wanted to speak to my family and I still had some questions that I wanted to figure out before accepting the offer. And then on Monday, April 1st, I accepted the offer. April 24th was my official start date. So when I walked into work on the first day, I didn't know what to expect. I was very confused the whole entire day. There wasn't really any details. There wasn't any orientation or no training or onboarding process or anything. It was just, here you are and here you go. So then the second day, same thing. Third day, same thing. And my week that I came, we had a major fundraiser, and then we also had a training that we had to go to that weekend. And I kind of, thought that I wasn't really onboarded and everything was kind of rushing because of how busy of the week it was that I came. But then the next week came, they just kind of pushed me into it and without any direction or anything. And I was a supervisor, but I had no idea as to what to do. And I just felt like, did I make a mistake? It's funny because my mom was absolutely against me moving here. And I was like, no, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. This is gonna be a great opportunity for me. And boy, was my mama right and I was wrong. I'm not gonna go into details of all the stuff that has happened because there's been so much bullshit since I've been here. There were days where I would just come home and cry for hours because I was just so angry. I've never felt so emotionally drained in my life. I was tired all the time because I was working till 9 o'clock every time, even though I had specifically asked in the interview if that was what my working schedule was going to be, and I was told that it was not. And then when I got there, it was like, well, yeah. I felt like I asked specific questions in the interview, and the questions that I asked would have made a difference on if I was going to accept the position or not. And I was lied to. I was very much lied to. My supervisor had even admitted that he lied about some of the things that, or he didn't lie, that he knew that I was being lied to. And when I asked him, why would you, let them lie to me? He said, and I quote, I was desperate. That told me all I needed to know about the organization and my supervisor. As a supervisor, you knew that I was being lied to and you let them lie to me, and you let me take this position all the way across the country by myself because you felt desperate, because you needed me. And I feel like that was just such a fucked up thing to do. I would never do that to somebody. I would never purposely set someone up for failure just because I needed them. I was under the impression that the department was already situated. There was a system. The kids were actively engaged in the programming. The programming was there to begin with. The kids wanted to be there. And when I got here, I found out it was the complete opposite. The kids did not want to be there. They were forced to be there by their parents because, you know, they just wanted someone to watch their kids. All the activities that were online on the website, none of them were taking place at all. And I was expected to come in and change that. And had I had known that, I would not have accepted this job because I don't want to do that. The person that was there before me had not told the kids that she was leaving. So I just popped up one day and the kids were all like, who is this? And I was the one that had to, you know, tell them, no, you can't run around the hallway with your shoes off, because no one's ever told them that before. I was getting lots of pushback from kids. I was getting lots of pushback from parents. And then on top of that, I had no training. So I didn't know what the rules were. I didn't know anything. I was just, you know, tasked with doing stuff that I had no insight on. And it was really frustrating because I felt like, you know, I was set up. I felt like you knew what I was dealing with and you lied to me to get me to come here, and then y'all expected me to just get with the program and make shit right overnight. And by March of this year, which was less than a year, I was ready to like just quit. It was to the point where I would go into work and somebody would, you know, annoy me and I'd be like, I'm just gonna quit, like right now. So I went on vacation for spring break to go visit my family the second week of March. This is the week that the country shut down because of Corona. And I was going to quit before I went on vacation, but something told me to wait until after vacation to quit. And I'm grateful that I listened to whatever that was, because the week that I went on vacation, the country shut down, and when I came back, we were already remote working, and had I had quit, I would not have had a job. It was really, really hard because my supervisor was expecting me to be out and about, and I'm like, it's a pandemic. Like, I'm not gonna risk my health for this job that I already am ready to leave. Not only do I hate the job, now I'm stuck in the job because of this pandemic that we don't know when it's gonna end. So I told myself that if a job came along, I was gonna take it and I was gonna break my lease and I was gonna move back home. And here I am in July and I still do not have a job and my lease is ending. And I said, you know what? I said, at this point, I'm just gonna turn in my 2 weeks and it is what it is. My last day will be July 31st, which is also the last day of my lease here in Illinois. I just feel like the fact that I would rather not have a job during a pandemic than work for the job that I have now should speak volumes. I know that there are areas where I could have been better, but I also feel like I was tricked. I was lied to. And I just feel like I shouldn't have to conform for this, because this was not what I was told I was going to be doing. I also feel like because I don't have any kids or a spouse or anything like that, that I was specifically picked because the only responsibility that I would have if I moved out here was my job. What really makes it the worst is the fact that literally everyone who works there is Black. I just feel like if you could be set up by your own people, it just shows how fucked up, you know, the people you work with are. I don't want to speak too negatively of it because at the end of the day, I want to remain professional, but I just feel like the whole experience was a really stressful experience. And if you know me, you know I never make a decision without making a plan and a backup plan and a backup plan. And at this point, I just realized, you know, the best thing for me is to not renew my lease during a pandemic where I'm already being told that I'm going to potentially be replaced. I hope that whatever job I find next is not anything like this. I hope that, you know, the next job that I accept, they are truthful during the entire process, that it is actually what I signed up for. Within a matter of 2 months, you hired 4 new people, 4 new full-time people. Not even talking about the part-time, because woo. Had I had known that, that would have been a red flag for me. We have lost 2 of the other coordinators that were hired at the same time have already left. I'll be the 3rd coordinator to leave. I was expecting to be more of an administrative slash, you know, out and about in the community kind of role. And because I've been short-staffed the entire time I've been here, I've been a part-time staff person while still having to do the full-time staff duties. We work overtime and do not get paid overtime. We are exempt employees, and I specifically asked, you know, how many hours do we work overtime? And I was told that it's very rare. Maybe 3 or 4 times out of the year you'll work overtime, when in actuality, you work overtime all the time. I work between 50 to 60 hours a week every single week, and I only get paid for my 40 hours. And I'm just tired of living at my job. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being talked to crazy. I'm tired of being disrespected by kids. I'm tired of being disrespected by their parents. I'm tired of being disrespected by other staff members. I'm tired of being disrespected by leadership. I'm tired of people talking shit about me behind my back and then smiling in my face. I'm just so sick of it. And I'm one of those people where I don't get bothered what people say to or about me. When I get upset and I get to that point, I don't be giving a fuck, and I can feel like I am about ready to explode and just tell people some real disrespectful stuff. And I just don't want to do that. It took me a whole year to really build these relationships with these kids, for them to really trust me and to listen to me and, you know, want to talk to me and want to work with me. And it's sad because I've seen so many of them improve so much in the year that I've been there, and just seen how much they changed from when I came in to how they are now. And I have to leave them. And, you know, some days they get on my nerves because they're teenagers. They're very moody. They're very flip-floppy. You know, the day depends on how they feel and what they want to do, which some days they don't want to do nothing. And, you know, we have goals that we have to meet. We have grant outcomes that we have to meet. And it's really, really frustrating. But I knew that because I've already worked with kids in that capacity. It's just, it really sucks because I'm gonna miss them. I am going to miss joking with them, laughing with them. I think quarantine made it harder because we don't really get to see each other that often now. So it's like I'm gonna leave without not being able to say bye to them. I wish that it would have been a better experience because I had so much ideas and so many things I wanted to do, but your creativity is stunted because at the end of the day, it all just depends on what the director wants for us to do. So if he doesn't want us to do anything, we're just not gonna be able to do it. And I'm so glad that I only have 2 more weeks left. I'm so happy. I am so happy, y'all. When I tell you I am happy, I wish that the 2 weeks will fly the fuck by because I am so ready to be done with this place. I don't know what's next, but I am trusting in God that, you know, an opportunity will come forth. I figured out what I'm gonna do with my finances, so I'll be straight with that. And I'll have some time to myself to take a mental break and regroup and think about what I really wanna do in the future, especially now with COVID, jobs aren't gonna be the same. I'm done. I wanna know if anyone else has quit in COVID too. I know that a lot of people have quit because of the fact that they don't feel safe at work. I think that's also another reason why I quit too, but I just wanna know, has anyone else been feeling the same way about their job during COVID? I know that it's a time where you want to have your financial security, but I would rather have my mental health more than my financial security, because if I drop dead today, they're gonna replace me tomorrow. I'm pretty sure my position has already been listed online. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all boys later. Bye.